Ernie had been a family friend for years, but it wasn't until I was going through my divorce in my first marriage and fighting for my daughter Letitia that I really started to connect with him. He was very supportive and really helped me through a difficult time, and that's when I started seeing him in a new light.
So after 2 years we got married and right away started trying to have a child of our own. We tried on our own for a while, and without success we started taking fertility drugs.
Gradually, things in our marriage started to change. It felt like we were on a roller coaster.
Every month we'd get our hopes up.
And every month we would find out we weren't pregnant. And even though it was neither one of our faults that we weren't getting pregnant, there was always this underlying tension that there was something wrong with him and there was something wrong with me, and we weren't
compatible.
Eventually it felt like living with a roommate instead of a husband. We had emotionally separated from each other.
It got so bad that we decided we needed a break.
I started to question whether God really existed. I pray and I get no response. I do everything I can to fix things and nothing changes. How can a God who's supposed to love me sit back and be okay with this? One night, after Ernie and I had separated, I prayed to God and said, God, if you really love me like the Bible says you do, then you need to show me that Ernie wants to be in this marriage. And then 2 days later, Ernie called.
One of the first prayers I prayed to God before I was even a Christian was when I first started liking Katherine. I said to God, I place this in your hands, and if it's your will, it'll happen. During the storm in our marriage, I started drawing closer to Christ. I'd fall asleep listening to the Bible on CD and felt like it was giving me strength to keep fighting. I had to wait 8 years to be with Katherine. And so I said I wasn't going to let this go without a fight, even if she was taking me off at the time. So I went into work and I asked my boss for some time off. And I set up marriage counseling for Katherine and I.
We came to the point where we realized that stressing out over a baby wasn't worth losing our marriage. Once the pressure was off and we were focusing on fixing our marriage, we found out we were pregnant.
When I found out, I decided that's it, I'm moving back in and we're gonna make this thing work. We named our daughter Matea, which means gift from God.
Not only is she a gift from God, but also the journey we went through trying to have her is a gift God gave us that not only strengthened our family, but also our hope and trust in Jesus.
Marriage is hard work, but things that you have to work for the hardest are always the most valuable. When God doesn't answer a prayer, He's not always saying no. Sometimes He's just saying not yet.
Life is like a mountain road. There are some rough patches, some beautiful stretches, and some places where you think you may just fall off the edge. But the view from the top is always worth the trip.
Now when your trust making memories of us. Oh, baby.
My name is Ernie.
My name is Katherine.
And this is our story.